Hi everyone, my name is Callum. I'm going to be starting this vlog to talk about TV and music that I listen to. So today's edition of the vlog, the very first one, is going to be about the penultimate episode and the season finale of Nikita. Now, for those that don't watch the series, I strongly suggest you do. It's only 4 seasons, and the season 1 is amazing. So I would tell you to stop watching this now, go watch it, and come back when you've made it to the end of season 4. Also, for those that do watch it, if you haven't seen the episode, I will be spoilering throughout this clip. So please pause this, go away, watch the episodes, and come back. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, so let's talk about the penultimate episode, season 4, episode 5, called Bubble. So because it's been Christmas, I actually hadn't watched the last 2 episodes, so I was behind. So the last episode was on last night in America. So I've caught up now to date. So let's talk about the penultimate episode first. So it all begins with the last episode, they believing that they have defeated Amanda and the shop, and that it's all over. They think that they're done. So the episode begins with Nikita waking up in a suburb with Michael. It looks very much like Desperate Housewives, very American, and you think that maybe this is it, maybe their life is over at Division, and they've started a new one, and it's all great. But then that quickly goes, because it shows you that they're being held at a military camp, and clearly this isn't quite over yet. And then the episode goes through to them being interrogated, well, not really interrogated, but being told to tell their version of events. So the interviews are with Nikita, Michael, Burkoff, Ryan, and Sonia. Not that Sonia's really matters. So it basically just goes through. It's a really good recap of all the seasons up to date so far. Basically telling you about how Nikita made it to Division, about what Division is, about Michael being a trainer in Division, about Burkoff being part of Division, how corrupt it is, about Ryan and like finding out about Division and realising what it was, and about like Sonia obviously just saying her little version of events. But basically it's about how they took down Division, about everything that happened afterwards with the group and the shop and Google, and it just shows you how much has actually happened during the series. And it's a really good recap up to date, and basically ending on the fact that they believe that they've defeated the shop and that Amanda is now given up and killed herself, rather than letting Nikita win. But in actual fact, we all know that the Amanda that died was just a body double, and Amanda's still out there with a plan. And there's a really good line where Nikita says, I know how dangerous the truth can be. And it's really poignant because she clearly doesn't know the truth, or she does and is ignoring it, and it just shows how dangerous not the truth is, but a lie is, because Amanda's out there still making these doubles. And then there's a really lovely bit where she's basically like, I'm done, I've done my part, I've told you the truth, now you do what you need to do with it, I've played my role. And the senator, I think it is, basically turns around and is like, I need you, I need a hero to sell this story. And it's really nice that she's gone from being Percy and Amanda's assassin and hired villain, to being called upon to be the hero and to save the day and be the people's champion. It's really lovely, and you can see that she doesn't necessarily want to do that at first, but then Michael encourages her, and then she agrees that because obviously she's worried about what people are going to think of her. She doesn't want to be known, everyone's going to know her, who she actually is, and she's been anonymous all her life, and it's just quite a nice moment that Michael's there with her to be like, no, I want them to see who I see, and and it's a really good moment. But then basically, so she decides, yep, I'm going to be the hero, but these are my demands, and she finds out that Ryan has already demanded to go and interview Jones, who was captured by the government at the fall of MDK. So that's what they think the shop was. They don't realise that it's a bigger organisation and that there's other doubles. So Ryan wants to go. Nikita finds out that Ryan wants to go and meet with Jones, who was the head of MDK. And she obviously goes storming around to his and is like, why are you going to see him? Like, what's happening? I think she realises deep down that this is all too good to be true and doesn't want to give up on her belief, and Ryan is putting that in jeopardy. So she goes to see him, and you find out that he has still got the wall of crazy, and it's crazier than ever. It's huge, and it's all about his conspiracies, that Amanda might still be around, and that the shop is bigger than what they think, than MDK. And Nikita's like, I don't believe it, but she kind of like lets him get on with it, basically. So then he goes to meet with Jones. So he goes and speaks to him, and Jones basically tells him that there are 7 other... is it 7 other? There are 7 other heads, and there's something like 54 doubles, and... So basically Ryan was right, and he basically confirms that MDK wasn't the big organisation that they think it was, and that they haven't defeated the shop. But then Ryan is captured, and it's all by... someone injects him. I'm not really sure what happened there, but basically it was all a setup kind of thing. They capture Ryan, and then he wakes up, and he is in Amanda's chair. So he has found out that Amanda is alive, and Amanda's there looking crazy as ever. And oh my god, scary. And Melinda Clark plays her really well, and he's like handcuffed or restrained to the chair, and you know that she's going to do something to his memories. So he's there, and she's basically telling him that she's going to take over. She has got control of the shop. Which I actually need to talk about something that happened earlier on in the episode. Basically, one of the body doubles was taken in, and Amanda's basically convinced the head of the shop, as I don't even know his name, but he's the head of the shop, that she is going to put like kind of kill chips in their head, basically that they will kill themselves if their position is compromised, as did the president double, and I think in another episode another double did it as well. But she wasn't actually doing that. She was interfering with their brain through her nose drill thing, to make sure that they are subservient to her. Because there's a scene where she speaks to the double and she says, just to clarify, who is your who do you work for, yourself, the shop, or me? And the double said, you, of course. So now you know that Amanda is trying to edit all the doubles to take control, and she tells Ryan this knowing that she's going to alter his memories so he doesn't remember anything and is no longer suspicious and believes the bubble that Nikita does. But Ryan breaks free of one of the chains and smashes her head onto the desk and knocks her out, pulls his hand out the other restraint and escapes out of the door, and is chased by some guys. There ends up like a bit of a fight. He manages to take one of their guns, but he gets shot and he can't escape. He runs out of bullets, and there's one other guy coming towards him, and then another guy comes towards him, and they grab him, and he like shakes them off. But then he just stands there in front of Amanda, knowing that he's injured, knowing that there's no escape, and says something about no more lies, or the truth has to come out, and he runs through a window out and falls like 7 stories onto a car and practically dead, just because he needed to escape to let them know that something is wrong, rather than being caught by Amanda and then put back in, and everyone being none the wiser. So then it cuts to Nikita at Ryan's side, and he is all strapped up, like he's like practically gonna die, and his last words tell Nikita that it isn't over and Amanda is still alive. And Nikita's face is clearly very distraught and confused and just hurt and worried about Ryan and the fact that her bubble has just burst, and the truth is now there, and you can really see the anguish of Nikita at this moment, knowing that the truth is that they've still got to defeat the shop, and Amanda isn't dead at all. And Nikita basically turns around to the senator and is like, we need to let people know, like, we need to not, this needs to be told, we need to tell everyone that we were wrong, because the public believe that she's the hero, she's saved the day and that there's no more danger, but the senator is like, no, we need to keep this under wraps, it's going to cause chaos, people are going to be scared, there's going to be excuses to go to war because people could be pretending that the company's leaders are just doubles, and it would just cause chaos, and Michael is in agreement, and Nikita just has to pretend to be the hero. So she goes out there and accepts her medal, but then later goes and gives it to Ryan, which is a really touching moment, but he is now dead, and this really ignites in Nikita the like revenge, I guess, to go and take down Amanda. So this is all that's been happening to those guys, and then on the other side of the story, there is Alex, and now Alex and Nikita have been kept apart all season, which I did find a little strange. I was a bit like, why are they not together? Because it's the final season, and obviously they've been in it from the beginning together, so it was a bit weird, but they've obviously been corresponding back and forth, and there is a part of the episode where Nikita says, we need to see each other soon, it's been too long or something, so that kind of hints that they will be reunited. Now, I initially believed that this would be kind of, at the end, there's to be some kind of final fight scene or battle against Amanda, and they're to be reunited and everyone will be together and it'd be great. However, it appears that the writers wanted to do that a bit sooner, which actually I think is a much better turn of events. So, let's just recap on what's been happening to Alex and Sam. So those two were with Sonia, but Sonia's now with Burkhoff. Can't really remember how that happened. But Alex is in the plane. I don't know if that has happened in a previous episode. It's been a couple of weeks. But basically Alex is on her own in the plane. And the last we saw, she was with Sam, or Owen, whatever you want to call him. And they had captured a double after Sam had tried to steal Alex's diamonds, and Alex had then he'd come back to save Alex, and then Alex had realised that he would try to escape with her diamonds, so she had filled the case with broken glass instead and told him to meet her in Paris, because it's too dangerous not to go together, so to go meet there separately, and to find out if he would take her diamonds. So at the beginning of the episode, we find out that Sam/Owen did actually go to Paris, and it seems that he wants to change for Alex. And there's always been this like love tension with them, even when Sean was around, back when he was Owen, because they kind of have this weird kind of understanding of each other, and so yeah, there's been this love tension. It appears that he wants to change for Alex, which is really lovely. He gets captured basically by the guys that he owes money to, which was has been a running story throughout the season. And Alex basically goes and saves him, which redeems her after he saved her from the guy. But there's this really nice scene where he's basically saying that he wants to change for her, and that he wants to be honest, and let's talk about what's going on here. And then they kiss and they do other stuff. But basically, it seems all rosy, but then Alex is basically like, no, nothing happened, you need to work out who you are, because I don't know who the real Sam or Owen is, and it's just too much, basically. So that's kind of like, they're kind of gonna be together, maybe, but he just needs to sort himself out, or prove to her that he is this honourable guy, basically, that he is more Owen than Sam. I think that's the right way around. So yeah, that's been going on. And then you find out that Nikita, so let's go back to Nikita. So Nikita's found out that Amanda is alive, and she obviously wants to redeem or get revenge over Ryan's death and take down the shop finally. And you see her standing in front of the Ryan's wall of crazy, and she calls someone and is like, we need, I know you're with someone, but we need to meet up and we need to take down Amanda, and we need to finish this, how it started. And then you see Michael, Burkoff and Sonia in a room sitting together, and Owen / Sam comes in, and he's like, I've got something to tell you. And then you realise that she was on the phone to Alex, and they're both going to go and take down Amanda together, finally, just like season 1, where where Nikita set Alex to infiltrate Division to take it down from within. So it is a really nice, like, full circle back to the beginning. And those two are amazing together, and I can't believe that they've kept them apart all season, so it is going to be a really good finale. I'm really excited to watch it, and obviously we'll talk about that in the next post, but it looks like they're going to go and take down Amanda together, so it's just whether the others will let them go off without them, or they'll get involved and try and help out as well, so that's all to come. So I really did enjoy the episode. I thought it was really good. It really encompassed everything. It's a good episode that ties in everything that's happened and sets you up well for the final. The only thing that I didn't really agree with, or maybe it's just because I haven't seen the final episode yet, is that Amanda said seems okay with the fact that Nikita is being tarnished as this hero, and that she says that she's moving on, but I don't think Amanda would be okay with the fact that Nikita's being deemed as like this country's saviour, and that she's being painted as the villain, because I think that she wants to beat Nikita, and that doesn't seem like beating her, because Nikita thinks that everything's fine, but maybe then it is, because she's beat Nikita into thinking of a reality that doesn't exist. I'm not really sure there. It seems very odd, because she was saying to Ryan that she's over Nikita, that she's done with that, and now that she just wants to take over the shop, so it doesn't seem quite right. I feel like Amanda wouldn't stop there, but maybe not, maybe I'm not really sure there, so that seems a bit unclear. But everything else is tied up quite nicely, so I'm going to watch the final episode now, and then I'll post back with my thoughts. Obviously, subscribe to my channel and comment below if you've got any thoughts about it, and what you think would be good to come up in the season finale. Thanks.